Welcome to Guided, your weekly sanctuary where we blend the wisdom of the Enneagram with the art of intentional living. I'm your host, Evie, and you're so welcome here. Guided is all about helping you, the modern woman, find your flow in a world that's often all hustle and no heart. Whether you're navigating a career pivot, diving into creative pursuits, or just figuring out how to take better care of yourself, Guided is here to support you. This podcast is like a weekly chat with a good friend, one who's passionate about making your life feel good. At Guided, we believe in living with intention, fostering emotional well-being, and finding joy in the everyday. We tackle the big stuff like overthinking, setting boundaries, and avoiding burnout, all while keeping it real and relatable. Think of this as your go-to spot for practical tips, soulful conversations, and a reminder to break free from the grind. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Thank you for choosing to make Guided a part of your weekly ritual. If you're ready to step into a life of intention and empowerment, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started.
I have some news, okay? This is going to be the last episode of Guided. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Guided. I am delighted that you're here. If we've never met before, hi, my name is Evie, your self-appointed online big sister, helping you step into the most expansive and grounded version of you. If you've been here before, if you are a long-time listener, welcome back, girlfriend. I'm also thrilled that you're here. Guys, today's episode, welcome to episode 44. This is your mid-year check-in. Are you living in alignment? This is a really beautiful episode. It's one I feel really excited about, and actually when I was plotting out this year what I wanted to talk about this was really key to me. I think a mid-year check-in is not super boring. I think it's really helpful, and we're going to talk about why that is today. So this is your chance to pause, reflect, and ask the kind of questions that invite us to realign in a really natural and organic and stress-free way. But I have a few announcements before we get going. So my Radiance Retreat Day here in Sheffield at Grow Yoga is happening very, very soon. This is a day retreat designed to reset your nervous system and your soul. It's a chance to come home to yourself with rest, nourishment, and really expansive growth, okay? It's happening on the 2nd of August. It's a Saturday morning. It's happening at the beautiful Grow Yoga. And you should expect to walk away from that beautiful morning feeling completely aligned, empowered, ready to enjoy the rest of your summer and to step into the rest of your year with a whole ton of clarity. So if you've been thinking, yes, I would really like to go, and you haven't bought your ticket yet, you've missed out on the early bird tickets. That finished last week. But if you have still been feeling that call, come and join us. It's going to be a very beautiful day. It's going to be powerful. It's going to ask you to get really honest about where you are and where you want to be, and then make those changes and expect those shifts. This is not like a fluffy, boring, timid, quiet space. This is a gently empowering waking up of yourself. So if you're ready to get real with who you are and who you're not, if you're ready to leave behind the version of you that keeps you really small and shrunk, and if you're ready to step into your radiance and would like a little bit of help getting there, come and join us on the 2nd of August. It's going to be delightful. And kind of leading on from that, my second kind of piece of news that I wanted to share is that if you work with me one-to-one, and I have, I'm sure, said this to everybody, but just in case for some reason that message has not got to you yet, if you haven't opened that email, one-to-one client, or if you're thinking about becoming a one-to-one client, I am delighted to let you know that from now on, all of my one-to-one clients get 50% off any of my events. And that is not just whilst you're working with me, but it's for the 12 months after as well. How crazy. Because I really wanted to support your integration. I wanted you to be part of that community for as long as you wanted to be, with as much ease as possible. I want to reward your devotion to this work, to your work, to showing up for yourself. And I wanted to make it easier to say yes to those events, to those experiences that really deepen it, that really deepen that work and that devotion. So again, kind of leading on from that, if you've been thinking about becoming a one-to-one client, if you are ready to take this journey into the depths of you, into understanding what motivates you and how you can step into your life with, that alignment, that devotion in a more easeful way. If you've been on the edge of reaching out, I currently have one space open to work with me one-to-one, okay? So if you've been thinking and waiting for a sign, perhaps this is it. If you would like to step into the best version of you, if you would like to let go of all of those behaviors that are holding you back and keeping you stuck, if you want to get really specific about where you're going and have a plan of how you're going to get there, come and join me for the 10-week journey. This is a meticulously bespoke experience based on you, where you are, where you want to be, and your Enneagram type. You have to have had a blueprint typing session to be a one-to-one client. So either booking for that blueprint typing session, discover your Enneagram type and have your mind blown anyway. That session, just as a standalone, is so transformational. It's why it's the only one-to-one session I offer as a standalone. It is powerful, it's meaty, it's chunky, it'll shift everything for you. It really, really will. But if you're looking for that accountability and that journey through, if you want to gift yourself the time, then grab that space. There's one space left, and you get that 50% off the events for the next year. It's not to be missed, you guys. And then another thing I wanted to share, I promise we will get going in a moment. Another thing I wanted to share, if you don't follow me on Instagram, or if you do and you just haven't seen, this Sunday, I can't even speak, it's so exciting. This Sunday just gone, which will actually be 2 Sundays ago for you, I led a meditation at a sold out East Healing event at the Aloe Yoga Regent Street store. You guys, I worked with East Healing and Aloe Yoga in one morning. That is like a bucket list dream for me. I got to be a part of East Healing's Serenity Sundays, which was a focus on their nervous system regulation tools. And as part of that morning, as part of that event, I got to lead that incredible group of people through a nervous system focused meditation. It was wild. There was such a powerful sense of connection and community, embodiment, clarity. Some of the conversations that I had before and after with the people joining us that morning, it was an incredible privilege, an incredible honor to be a part of that. Oh, so cool. And I just feel so grateful. I'm still just oozing with gratitude after that time. It was so special. It really reminded me why I love this work so much and why this is just my dream. So that was incredible. And if you want to learn more about that and see a bit more about that, head over to my Instagram and have a little look. It was a very special time. And I was dressed by Aloe. I was kitted out. I looked really cool. You should go check out my outfit. It was sick. Am I allowed to say that word? Am I too old to say that word? Now I'm in my 30s maybe. I looked really cool. Go check it out. And then finally, wow, this is the longest introduction perhaps we've ever had here on Guided. Finally, I have some news. Okay? This is going to be the last episode of Guided for this summer. Not forever. We're coming back in September, but I am taking a summer break. Almost got you there, didn't I? Haha. So I am going to be taking a little break from Guided. Today is our 44th episode. I have not missed a week since launching back in September of 2024. And there are some changes afoot happening with the Enneagram guide. And I'm taking a little bit of time off this summer from the podcast, just whilst those final touches are coming into land. And I will be back with a relaunch in September. I can't wait to share it with you. There are going to be a couple of guest episodes dropped in during July and August. Wow, I'm so excited. You're very, very welcome. They are super cool episodes. I'm actually buzzing about them. So you're not completely alone, but do go back, because often when I chat to people who listen to the podcast, sometimes they've missed a week. And you guys, this is such a passion project for me. I absolutely love creating this. I love doing the research. I love preparing for it. I love thinking about how seasonally, maybe from quite an Ayurvedic point of view, I can support you with this Enneagram wisdom. So do go back if there's ones that you've missed, because I pour my heart and my soul into them. I want them to be the best ever. And I would hate for you to have missed one, Soak it up. Get in there. See what's in your downloads list and go back, okay? Listen to them and then give me feedback, because I'm an Enneagram 1 and I love to know what I'm doing really well and where I could improve. I love that feedback. So listen and please give it to me. So I will see you in September. I don't know the exact date. The first week of September, I will see you back then on Monday morning at 9 a.m. with loads of really exciting, new, incredible information. Okay, one other thing before we get going. This is wild. I'm having such a good time. Guys, yesterday was the Cancer new moon, and as a Cancer rising, it does feel like a personal new year has just kind of kicked off for me. So if you're like, she's got a lot of energy, girlfriend, you ain't wrong. It's been a crazy week. Aloe on Sunday. I've been down in London twice already. Well, 3 times really this week, if we count Aloe, with some very, very exciting things in the pipeline. So there's a lot of good, positive energy around. So there's a lot of good, fresh, yummy energy around. One more thing before we get going. I just wanted to share, because again, I've shared this on Instagram, but not everybody that follows me on Instagram listens to the podcast. Not everybody that listens to the podcast follows me on Instagram. So just in case you've missed, I recently received some products from Fushi Wellbeing. Guys, if you don't know who Fushi are, get to know. They are the best at wellness-inspired products that work, okay? And I've recently been taking one of their brand new products, the Chaya Wamprash, which is a morning supplement. It has 40 herbs in it. You take a spoonful of it each morning. I've been loving it. It tastes like cinnamon jam, which is a great way to start your day, if you ask me. It's revitalizing. It strengthens your immune system, your defenses, and it boosts energy. So if you have been feeling a little bit, it might be worth having a little look at. I'm just telling you because I've been enjoying it. I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritional therapist. I am a woman that loves to take exquisite care of herself. Maybe you are too. Or just a person that loves to take exquisite care of themselves. If that fits for you, if you are that person, you should try this. It's pretty good. I also really love their vitamin E oil. That is my favorite facial oil. Okay, enough. Let's begin. Let us start. Welcome to the mid-year moment. We had the summer solstice a couple of weeks ago. I had my summer solstice seasonal reset. If you've not yet taken stock of the last 6 months, I invite you to do that now. Because it's really easy to get swept up in the busyness of June, July, August, the summer. The sun's out. A lot of us are having a heat wave. We've just got to get out there and keep doing more and enjoy ourselves and not waste it and just fill our days up, which is great, right? We have a little bit more energy at the moment because the sun is out. Yeah, our cells are waking up. You might notice that this is the most tanned I've ever been. I don't know whether you can see that. For me, this is wild, okay? Wild. We want to get out in the sun. We're going on our holidays. We want to have a good time. And in and amongst all of that, there can sometimes be a sense of overwhelm, of doom, of things not going well, of feeling stressed about the next 6 months. There can be a lot, okay? And so I want to offer something a little gentler today. And I'm going to talk about personal experiences because I think that's really important. And I really wanted to share this moment with you because for me it was really big. And I'm excited to tell you about it. So this is my question for you today in this season. What if this is your invitation to realign, not rush, to reflect, not from guilt, but from wisdom? And so let me tell you about something that happened recently whilst I was on holiday. So I was on holiday recently. I was in the south of France, in Provence. It was so beautiful. I'm so grateful that I was able to go on that trip. It was amazing. It was amazing. And it's actually the longest chunk of time I've ever taken off from work as an adult. So I took 12 days off, which for me is kind of a big deal. I haven't done that before. And whilst I was on holiday, I think it was like day 5 or 6. So I'd really hit the holiday mojo, the holiday flow. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah? When you find that rhythm. And my whole body had really started to relax. And I'd been doing yoga every morning with my dad. Really nice. I would highly encourage you to do yoga in the morning with sun on your face next to somebody that you love if you can. So I was feeling pretty full. You know, my cup was ready to overflow. I'd moved from an itchy nose. I'd moved from overwhelm back into overflow. Yeah. And we can oscillate between those two. If you've taken my self-paced course, you know that I don't think there's ever a version of anybody's life where you're overwhelmed and then you move to overflow and you stay there. That's not true. We're humans. We're living life. We are going to oscillate between. It's how we manage to move between with grace and love and patience and self-care. So I'd managed to oscillate back into overflow. It was feeling really good. And I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts. And she shared that she was going to be taking a break this summer. And I physically went, because I was so shocked. So I had this physical reaction. And that was, that was really, one, I can't believe you're taking the summer off. I love this podcast. I'm so sad. And two, secondly, was, maybe I want to do that. Maybe that would feel really good and nourishing and helpful and good. And that doesn't mean I don't love the podcast, but that means maybe the podcast is a lot of work. All the stuff going on in the backstage that I'm excited to share in September and later this year is happening. And maybe allowing myself a break to restore my creativity, maybe that would feel really good. And catch how my body spoke for me. I was not aware of this in my lovely, conscious, logical brain. That was not something I had been mulling over. That's not something I knew that I wanted. But in that moment, when I heard that was something you could do, that you're allowed to do that's actually a really normal thing to do. My body told me, she was like, hey, yeah, I want that. I want to take a break. I want to get really creative and improve and recalibrate and realign and make all the shifts needed for in line with everything that we're launching from September. And I think we should do that. She said all of that in... Now, a couple of things. One, I was relaxed enough for my body to tell me what was going on. Sometimes people say, I'm feeling really disconnected from my body. And I'm like, yeah, of course you are. So was I 4 weeks ago before I'd been on holiday. I didn't know I needed that. There perhaps was not any room for my body to share that with me. So just, if there's anything to learn from this, one, are you leaving your body enough space to speak? We talk about this a lot in the Enneagram. Your head center, your heart center, your body center. We want all three to be in alignment. Are they in alignment? Is there enough space for all of them? Is there enough room for your body to speak and your heart to speak and your head to speak? And depending on who you are and your Enneagram type, that is going to depend on what maybe needs a little bit more support and help. And you could find more about that out if you took my free quiz. You just scroll down through the show notes now and take my free quiz. It takes like 3 minutes, and that might guide you gently in the direction of what your Enneagram type might be and what your center of intelligence, head center, heart center, or body center, you might. So if you want to learn more about that, go take my quiz. But this is so key, right? Because I want you to think of bodily alignment. You know, if something feels tight or off or uncomfortable, we don't force it. If our body goes, when we pick something up and our back hurts. This happened yesterday on the train to London with my neck. Again, is this a thing about getting older? What is happening? It's happening quickly now. The 30s are real, okay? That's all I'll say. But usually, hopefully, when our body responds like that, we don't force through it. We soften. We physically soften. We get curious. We work with the body, not against it. And so that is what I've decided to do. I've decided to work with my body to honor what feels like a really good recalibration, bit of realignment, and to take some time to rest in order to come back even more authentically in September, because this is the truest thing I could do right now. How cool is that? So here's my question. Where in your life is something out of alignment? And can you meet that with curiosity rather than shame? Because girlfriend, let me tell you, yes, okay, I had that moment where, oh, wow, I think I would like to take a little pause with the podcast. But there has been, I plan out my podcasting, months usually in advance. So you've had like 4 weeks of prepped podcasts just going out each week. So I've had some time to sit with it and work out if that's allowed and how shameful I'm feeling about that. And if there's a way to kind of push through the shame or face the shame or soften into where that shame is coming from in my body, stick my arm around that part of me and give her the biggest hug and send her so much love and let her know that it's okay to realign, to recalibrate this summer. In fact, that is the best thing that I could do. And so I invite you into that place with me. So let's talk about reassessing our intentions. I want you to go back to January. I want you to go back to the beginning of the year when it was cold. Do you remember what you were dreaming about at the start of the year? Maybe you wrote your intentions in a journal. Maybe you made a vision board. Maybe you put it in your notes. Maybe you made like a visual spell of what you wanted the year to look like. Whatever it looked like, ask yourself, how much of that is alive in me right now? What has happened and what hasn't, and why? What feels aligned? What feels outdated? And you could even journal about these now. You could write them down as I'm saying them. And are you still holding on to a past version of you? And I want you to answer them really truthfully. There's no shame in it. We're just getting curious. We're just softening in. Because you are not the same person that set those goals. You've had all of this life experience happen. You've changed, you've shifted, you've grown, you've released. And that's not failure. That is growth, baby. So whether it's really visible or invisible, loud or quiet, linear or spiral shaped, you have changed, and therefore your needs and your goals will probably have changed too. And we can be so hard on ourselves when we want to pivot. I know I was on that sun lounger lying by the pool on holiday when I had that moment. How could you think that, Eve? When we want to pivot, when we want to slow down. But here's the truth. Adjustments aren't failure. They're feedback. They're one of the most self-aware things you can do. You are allowed to course correct. You are allowed to make new decisions based on new information. And if you could speak to the past version of you, the January version of you, what wisdom would you gift her? What does she need to know? And so I really invite you to do that, to get really clear about maybe where you need to course correct, where you need to bring things back into alignment, where you need to let go of some stuff. And that's what I'm doing. I'm letting it go for a couple of weeks, for about 6 weeks, 5 weeks. I'm relaxing into this thing this information that my body had about what was best for me. And I'm saying yes. It's a bit scary. So it might feel a bit scary for you too. It's doing for me. And I think it's the right thing. And I think you can do it too. What do you want the next 6 months to look like? What do you want them to be filled with? How do you want them to feel? Maybe it's simplicity. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it is what you set out to do at the beginning of this year. That is also fine. That's great. But if there's a readjustment, I dare you to make it. Whatever it is, write it down, hold it close, maybe tell somebody for some accountability, and then make those refinements. Make those adjustments. It is never too late to begin again, to try something new, to make a better decision for you. So I hope this episode has given you a moment to reconnect with yourself, with your inner truth, with your next chapter. This is the last episode of Guided, apart from a couple of guest episodes popping in here and there before September, where there are lots of new things on the horizon. And if you want to stay up to date, make sure you sign up to be part of my mailing list. It's popping off over there. Get involved. There is still time to join me for the Radiance Retreat Day. So if you're in Sheffield or in South Yorkshire or feel like traveling, come and join us. Come grab a ticket. Remember, if you're a one-to-one client, you get that ticket for 50% off. Just ask me for the code. If you're craving deeper work now, then let's get you booked in. It takes a little bit of time to onboard, so we're not starting next week. But if you want to claim that space, that one space that is left, come and join us. I just onboarded a new client this week. And it is joyful, it's wonderful. My welcome pack is awesome. And if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to me if you could share it with somebody that you think would love it too. Tag me on Instagram if you enjoyed it and you're sharing it. Come find me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm at the Enneagram Guide. And until September, stay aligned, stay soft, and trust the path that you're on. I will see you in September, Monday morning at 9 a.m.
If Guided the podcast resonated with you, why not share it on your socials or send it to your friends? And if you have a spare moment, I would love it if you could leave me a review. These small gestures are free and they're invaluable in helping me amplify the reach of Guided the podcast, connecting us with more empowered women who are eager to increase their well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with our latest episodes. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and receive a weekly dose of inspiration directly to your inbox. Thank you for being a part of our community, for showing up, and for your commitment to personal growth and self-discovery. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep exploring the depths of your own inner wisdom.